Yes, let me begin by appreciating everybody who commented, called, and rejoiced or celebrated with us on the arrival of our baby boy last Friday. Yeah, for those who want to actually hear the full gist, I bring it. Why I decided to take my wife, in fact, rescue or whisk her out of the State General Hospital at Ota in Ogun State um, during while she was in the labor process. This is exactly what happened. Let me start from the beginning. I know that this story is not exactly the worst you have heard or the worst compared to your own experiences if you have had anything to do with Nigeria or in Nigeria recently. Nigeria is such a sad story we all know. But even while we are doing all of these things, all of us are still trying to correct these things in diverse ways, whether politically, socially, by analysis, by talking, activism, so many ways, even spiritually. All of us are trying to correct problems. So it may not be the worst, but it may contribute to some of the stories that may form, you know, in the eventual, what may walk us through. I also want to share it so that it will guide other people who in the nearest future or soon future or far future who may also have one or other things to do at hospital or civil servants, public servants in Nigeria. So it started with antenatal appointment. I decided to allow her register in Otagon State because of proximity to our family house around there and our own family house too, so that she will always time her visits to the family to our appointment at antenatal. So she always came back with complaints that everywhere she went to scan, you know, to do scan and check her BP and other things, the results always come out well. But whenever she went for antenatal, not only her, other people that came for antenatal, other pregnant women, always also had similar things to complain. That why is it that the results, scan results are always good, you check us, we are normal, everything, but when you check BP, for some people, you tell them their BP is not normal, then they start introducing drug. There's a drug that can help you manage it. If I give it to you now, by the time you come back next time, it will be normal. Of course, these people have supplements they are using. They have all those normal mommy and baby, pregnant women, baby care, whatever you call them, that they buy. Do you want to complicate issues by introducing? Must you introduce your own drug? Must you give them false BP reading so that you can introduce your drug? So all of those things, she already started telling me. I said, don't worry, we'll catch them one day. Another appointment, she will go and come back and say the same thing. Because they always tell them at next appointment, make sure you come with results of your scan. Go for a scan a day before your appointment so that we can use it to determine and also check you and do our own things. So the next day again, the next appointment again, she will go, come back with, oh, they said everything is normal. Everything is normal. But when they check my BP, they will say, oh, except for your BP that we just checked now, it's actually high. So one day I told her, I said, you know what you will do next? You will go with all the results that we do independently to go and check at other labs and every place and other, hospitals. You go and confront them that say, everything about me is normal. Why is it that it is only when you check me that it is not normal? So that day she did. She went there, complained to a particular doctor she met. Now, why is it that it is only at your hospital that this thing is, my BP is always not normal? Then the doctor then requested another apparatus to by herself check my wife. The doctor then checked her and saw that she was normal. The doctor said, my wife then confronted, why is it that these nurses are always reading false things for me? The doctor said, actually, don't worry. I don't know, but it may be that this or that. But at any rate, if you don't mind, there's a drug that can help you manage. My wife just smiled and said, okay, don't worry, I'll tell my husband. They say, just take it, take it. I will give you account number. In case your husband would definitely not disapprove something that is good for your health and the baby now. My wife said, don't worry, we have what we are using. She then came back to, I just smiled. I said, it's normal. So when she was about to be due, of course, we have all scan results, we have all scans we have done. The results prove that everything about her is normal, so nothing to worry. But you know, they told them at the antenatal that if you notice anything that may be a symptom at all of labor or whatever, reports at the hospital. That was what she followed. Okay, so she noticed that she had some water discharge. Of course, we knew she was close, but we knew she wasn't yet due or overdue. So I said, well, since they said if you notice anything, report at the hospital. So she went. I took all the baby requirements and all the delivery requirements and everything they listed for. I went to join her at the hospital. I dropped them with her at night. I noticed that they already, admitted her, gave her a bed. It was a Wednesday. So the first nurse who checked her said, oh, yes, you have seen a sign, but it's not as if labor will start now. It's just a sign to tell you to start preparing. The next person said, no, why not just give her a bed? Let her be there. The third person later at night, I think, they run shift, said, this one, check that, say, and she was rude. The third person that came was rude. All these normal rude general hospital nurses. I don't use hospitals anyways in Nigeria. In Nigeria, of course, you have to make provision for your own alternatives. Government will give you NEPA, no electricity, they will be rude and you will still be paying. They will give you darkness, you will still be paying. You still have to make provision for your generator and inverter set, isn't it? Government will provide water, public water. You still have to drill your own borehole, isn't it? Government will provide you anything government provides you must always make provision for your own alternative. So I don't use general hospital. I always have my own alternatives. So I went to join her. We slept at the hospital. Baba, I came back. I vomited 4 times the following morning. The mosquitoes, the environment, the attitude of the nurses. I told one of them, I said, if I were a patient, even if I'm almost dying, I won't allow you touch me. I would rather just accept fate. The attitude will even kill you faster than the sickness that brought you. I said, you won't. So, but I just waited for the dawn so that at early morning we could start deciding whatever we wanted to do. Long and short, the last nurse that attended to her said, well, actually things are normal. In fact, the position of the baby, everything is normal. But it's just that the cervix was not yet open and she wasn't yet due for the proper labor process. It was just seeing normal signs. So it will still take like 2 days or more for the proper labor. So they decided to detain her. But it's all good. They didn't know we are also using baby center and other baby child delivery aid websites. We are also monitoring the process on Google. But we're watching them. So the morning, it was a Thursday. And I've heard it before that Thursday is usually their operation day. That they don't always like to leave pregnant women till next day on Thursday. Every pregnant woman they see, whether you are almost due or laboring or half labor process, they will just commit everybody to, operation CS, whether it is warranted or not. So me, once it's Thursday morning, I just say, okay, should we be there together today? And truly, the moment the doctors arrived, by in the morning, they were ready for operations. They just said, So they told a nurse to come and tell my wife to get ready for the theater, that they were going to slice her up, that it was safe for her and her baby. Sent another counselor to start counseling and preparing her mind. That morning, I had to leave early because I was already too sick for the mosquito the previous night. And the stress previous days, all of them accumulated. And because I also had to go back home and also do some other things, like help her get some things to the hospital and all that, so I left. By that time, I had arranged for my mom to go and stay with her. So I waited for my mom to arrive, then I left. By the time that doctor arrived the next morning, the doctor did all of those, sending us to her, sending somebody to go and counsel her to prepare her mind for the theater. That it won't take long, it was just a brief, sharp pain, and that's all. Everything will be over, your baby will be here, you'll be fine, everything will be fine. Okay. While I was there the previous night, that Wednesday night, I had overheard some people saying that once these people operate you, collect your money, because that's what they're after, operate you, the next thing they want to do is to inform you that you may not have more than one more child or two, because your first delivery is already by CS. Whether it is the way they do it that is not perfect, new, I may not know why they give that warning. Whether it is globally so new, I have not gone through it before. But for me, why commit people to CS by just blanket decision, flippant conclusions, knowing that there's nothing that warrants for all of them that you put through CS to go through it? And I saw that it's because, number one, probably they are short of staff. Number two, they are not well paid, they need money. So they commit almost 80% of their patients, or 85%, if not 99%, to CS just because they want that money. And then they will end up now giving you warning after the process to say, wow, because in CS bill, so make sure if family planning. Why are you putting people through all of that? Why are you imposing it? Anyways, I digressed. Now, my wife called me to say, this is the update. They are already telling me to prepare for operation. In fact, they already told her to go and buy shaving stick and other accessories. They want to clear the pathway and start preparing her for. I said, you know what? Pretend like you want to go and buy the shaving stick. Meet me at the gate. I'm already on my way. So I went to pick her. Took her out of the. So the first thing I did was to take her to another lab to go and check the condition. They scanned, and the scan results showed that the baby is all right, the woman is all right, everything is all right. She's not overdue. She's just only seeing little signs preparatory to labor. Labor has not even started though. Preparatory to labor. That was the only sign she saw, and they already want to put her through CS. And that CS, they would bill you 80,000 naira, ask you to go and buy all the things they want to use, and once you are done, they will now start asking you to pay this charge, pay hospital this, this management fee, that blah 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 blah. By the time you are done, you would have paid over 200k. That's all they want to do. At the end of the day, they will say, at least it's a win-win situation. You have your baby, we have our money. And I'm like, is it always? Anyways, we went to the lab. We checked. It was only the cervix that was there to open. Nothing is wrong. I took her to another hospital. I said, please, I want to know her BP. They checked that BP. They say it's normal. 110/40 or what was that result? Yeah. So 110/80. So why are you now saying you want to go and slice her up? Of course, they said because her BP at the general hospital, they said her BP was too high. Number two is they say because it's her first child. Only Male da be. You know, if you understand, you say she might not be able to have the baby on her own except through CS. And I'm like, ah. So just because it's her first child, must every firstborn be through CS? So what happens to the patience of working, a first timer through the labor process? What is wrong? Because they don't want to have that patience. They don't want to go through, endure. So they want to make it quick. Have your baby quick and let us also have our money. We have many patients. And I'm like, I'm not going to be one of your statistics. I'm sorry. Besides, when I went there, they already saw me and maybe they thought I was a Yahoo boy. And I had to make them know I'm a comrade. I'm not a Yahoo. I don't have that money. And I'm not even going to allow you put my wife under knife. It's not possible. She's not overdue. It's not something to panic about. It's not something to hasten or hurry about. So why put her through CS? What do we what do we carry? What do you throw? So I had to quickly arrange for another hospital. Since she's not overdue, she's still working. In fact, the next place I took her to, she had to the doctor, the nurse, walked her distance and walked her back. She was not tired. I'm like, so this is the person they are saying they want to put through CS. They don't say don't mind it. That's the way they do at General Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, that was on Thursday. Our baby arrived few minutes past 12 on Friday. That's that midnight of that Thursday. Night of that Thursday. Yeah. Just a few minutes past 12. No CS, nothing. No BP, no complication, no tear, nothing whatsoever. So I had to go back to the hospital. I want to pick our baby things. Guess what they did? They already wrote it there. That they said the doctor had already attended. Sorry, I went back there not on Friday. Before we had the baby on Thursday. After we already checked everything to be normal. I went back there that same Thursday. After I already arranged for her to be at another place where she would get proper care. I went back to the General Hospital. I want to pick our things. After picking them, I said I want to sign out, see if it is necessary that we have left. They say, the doctor already wrote on your file that the patient absconded. That the patient absconded. I said no, she did not abscond. I rescued her. I said I'm the person and I'm going to stand for it. I rescued my wife. They say, are you saying you know more than this is government hospital? Are you saying you know more than government? I say in Nigeria, I know everything more than government. If government tells you it has to be this way, I say no, it has to be the other way. I know Nigeria government now. So why will I now trust civil servants, public servants in Nigeria government? So the government wrote it, the doctor already wrote the patient has absconded, and that if by any chance they bring her back, he already referred her to FMC, Federal Medical Center. I said, that is your own report, your opinion, and your portion. It's not my own. Because I have to face them. I'm not a Yahoo boy, I'm a comrade. What you just ruled that if she ever comes back, she should be referred to FMC is your field, your business, your opinion, and your portion. It has nothing to do with me. Let me write the proper thing. They say I should write that I took her by myself against medical advice. I say okay, no, just wait. I wrote I, Olawoye Oluwasegun Akinpelu, took my wife from here to somewhere she will get proper, enduring, and effective supervision, monitoring, and care. And add that against medical. I say it's not. What is your medical advice? There's no. You have no medical advice. It's not against any medical advice. I now wrote, the decision is mine. Thank you. That's all I can add. I can't add against medical because you have no medical advice for me. They now started calling them. So I say, I'm ready for, go and call your CMD. I'm ready for all of you today. If you want me to discharge all the patients here today, I'm ready for you. Because I'll start educating all the people you have locked up and you are already slicing or you have already put in the queue, that it's not all of them that are supposed to be sliced. So at that point, they were not trying, okay, you told Dalala, shut up. You are wicked. If not because I'm confronting you and educating you that with this report she's not overdue and there's no basis for putting her under CS. That is the way you'll be making it look like your opinion is superior or is best, or that I don't know what I'm doing. That's because initially they were using, their voice were loud. They were making me look like a novice that just came to pick my wife and I want to go and kill my wife. And that was the initial position. And I said, you nurse, with your rude attitude, I had to tell her straight to her face, with your attitude, if I were to be a patient, I won't even allow you to touch me. I will accept whatever fate comes my way than allow you with your attitude to touch me. Because whoever goes to that hospital with headache must surely come back with migraine. From the environment unkept, in fact, I saw the technical people. They were using plier. I heard them talking to what it will cost. I'm saying it in English. They said it in Yoruba. What it will cost to fix this thing is just 1,000. Yeah, to pump water. They were using plier to turn the nose. Plier. How can I now trust every other thing you are using? Why will people not have complications? I'm not blaming all the doctors, nurses. They are not well paid, I understand. There's a lot of japa. Most of the experts they have left. The only way the few that are remaining survive is to be slicing people up, billing people and doing all of, selling drugs, unwarranted things. I understand it. It all boils down to the government we have in this country. Federal medical, State General Hospital I'm talking about is in Ota. This particular story I'm telling you, Ota, is just by Obasanjo bus stop along Idiroko Road. So, gentlemen and ladies, my experience is not the worst. Of course, I took proactive step. I took my wife out of the place, and you have saved delivery. Thanks to all of you who congratulated us. But that's the story. It was a battle. It was a period to take strong decision because while I took my wife to go to lab to go and check her, they were already, oppressing my mom. So you better call your that patient. You want to kill her, Abi? You took her out. You want to go and kill her? Ha! You better let her come now. My mom was calling me. I said, don't worry, everything is under control. She's not overdue. This is not over labor. It's just early sign. She's not yet even laboring. She's not even yet in her labor. So why put her to, you want to go and slice her up and destroy her body? And by when you are done, you now come and say, Pepe said you can't have more than one. You now be sounding like you saved her and be giving her warning from complications of what you did. You can't have more than one more child. Sure, you know it is CS. That is what we are going through in Nigeria. I just say make I tell you, because of I know many people like gists. Some people don't ask me how far. Wait here happen. Some people have called me. So that thing you said, you said it was what happened. I said, don't worry, I'll tell you in a video. That is the gist you are looking for. Gist lovers. That is the gist. Oh, just so I'm so happy. At any rate, if you understand the story or you listen to this point, you should also know too that pass. Other baby things don't cost too. Because now they congratulate me now. Baby things don't cost. Oh yeah, send baby gift. Baby things don't cost. For Naija. So gentlemen and ladies, it's just to bring you up to speed or tell you the story. That's exactly what happened in my own case. I had to rescue my wife. So if you are visiting Nigeria next time, be guided. If you are having anything or contact with any Nigerian civil servants, public servants, government, anybody, whatever they are telling you, be having it at the back of your mind. If it is not an emergency, be sure to take your decision. But if it's an emergency, you're already hostage. Pay ransom. Because that one a ransom they call. Now Nigeria, every corner you find yourself, you are a hostage. You go hospital, you are for doctor hand you be hostage. You go pay ransom. You enter police hand you be hostage, you go pay ransom. Anywhere you enter for Nigeria, any corner where they make civil servant, public servant, government official, blah blah blah, you are a hostage. You are looking for any service and it has to be government, you are a hostage. You won't go renew your driver's license, you are a hostage. You won't go you will pay ransom. So if it is not an emergency, be guided when you are as you encounter them, they guided. Say anything with this person won't talk. Screen and wear. Before you take her, you understand, you got screen waiting, they tell you where. Not all of them are truth or genuine. My name is Shegun Lo. Thanks so much for listening to my rants. God bless you.